guys, welcome back to Dylan Still Hobbies, and apologies for not getting this upload last week. There's a couple different reasons why. I mean, I could make the argument that I had some stuff in my personal life that I was dealing with that you guys aren't going to be bored with, so I'm not going to go into that. But, no, that's an excuse. There's a real reason why I didn't upload this. There's a real reason why, and the fact is, I didn't watch episode 8. Look, this is what happened. Right after I made the first video, I went back and I watched episode 4 and 5. Then the next night I watched episode 6 and 7 and was about to watch episode 8. I had my chips, I had my chair, I was getting ready to just enjoy it on my computer, and as I was going to go press play with my mouse, I thought to myself, I just got done watching episode 7. It was nuts, amazing, fantastic, and I'm at the end of the season, and I said this in my last video too, I didn't know how much. I mean, I knew that I couldn't wait for the show and couldn't wait to see these characters again. But I didn't know how attached I was to the show and these characters until I started watching season 3 again. Until I started watching it again. And I'm like, God, these are fantastic characters. The actors are amazing. And I just love the show. So here I am, about to watch the last episode. It's getting a little late, I'm a little tired, but hey, I really want to see it, and yet, this is the last time I'm going to see these characters for at least a year or so, and I thought to myself, no, I can't do it tonight. I set down my mouse, and I went to bed. And then 3 days passed. I kept coming back to my chair, kept going to Netflix, about to press episode 8, and I'm like, I can't watch this right now. I just can't. There was, like, I really want to, and yet, something about it just, I rushed, I binge watched the whole show over the course of 3 or 4 days, and I'm like, the final episode, I can't let these characters go. So, literally, I did a 3-day hiatus because I just didn't want the show to end. I rushed through it too quickly. I didn't want the show to end. And even after I watched episode 8, let me tell you, oh my God, my emotions for a show has not been this high since the season finale of season 5 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh my God, my heart was pounding throughout almost the entire show, and they did a fantastic job, as always, but when it was all over, I can still say this, I really wished that season 4 was out already. I really wish I could watch more, you know. With that said, let's go ahead and review. This is, of course, the review for episode 5, 6, 7, and 8. I already reviewed episode 1 through 4 in my last video. You guys can go check it out. Link to it in the description below. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin. We got about 3 teams so far. We got, of course, Dustin, Steve, Erica, and I can't remember the name of the other girl. These guys are stuck in a bunker underground, in a Russian underground bunker that's trying to open a gate to the Upside Down. That's nuts. And of course, because of them opening the gate to the Upside Down, the mind that is in there is now able to control the monsters that are in our world, and that's how the monster is alive, basically, is what I'm going to say. And of course, that monster leads them to 11 and the rest of them. Billy is stuck as, oh my god, Billy. Billy is just stuck as the monster's puppet this season. And just as I was just starting to like this character, I mean, I didn't really like him at all last season. It was mostly just a big focus on Max. When it came to Billy, I could care less about the character. But this season, he really sold it to me. He really sold that it was not his fault, that he's being controlled by this monster. The actor for Billy was insane this season. I thought it was fantastic. I can't praise Billy, the actor, enough. That was great. Billy is trying to get them, and it leads them to the mall. And of course, I'm kind of skipping through here. We also have the other team. We have Hopper, the cop, and Will's mom. I can never remember the name of Will's mom. Forgive me. But they caught a Russian scientist, and they brought him to, I can't remember his name either, but we saw him in season 1. I don't believe we saw him in season 2, but we did see him in season 1, and it's that crazy guy with the hair and the beard. He believes the government controls everything and is evil, and that's why he keeps to himself in his own little home, and he's that character. You guys know him. I can't remember his name at all, but they take him to him with the translations. They now understand what is in the bunker, what is trying to open the door to the Upside Down. Oh my god, the door to the Upside Down. That, of course, leads them to go get the kids, save them from hopefully the monster. When they end up at the park, you know, it's 4th of July. They're having a big 4th of July park parade, fair, whatever you want to call it, and everything just turns bad for him. I mean, the scientist guy, I don't remember his name, and it's a good thing I don't remember his name, because I was feeling really sorry for him. I was really getting attached to him. You know what? When Officer Hopper was, threw him the keys and told him to get out of here, go. And they were just like, he's leaving. He's in the car. He's leaving. I literally was with them. I was like, he's not staying. He's driving away. What are you doing? But Hopper was right. Hopper knew that his best plan was not to go back to his own people, because his own people were going to kill him. His best plan was to stick with them. I honestly didn't believe Hopper. I thought as soon as the car started moving, I thought, okay guys, Hopper's going to get up, get mad, and start chasing him down. I thought that was going to happen. I swear I thought that was going to happen. And it didn't do that. He was right. Hopper, the cop Hopper, was correct. What is his first name? Chief Hopper, that's all. I'm on Google. You know what? I'm not even kidding. I can't remember all the characters' names. I remember Hopper. I don't remember his first name. And all it says on Google is Chief Hopper. Chief isn't his first name. I can't remember what Chief Hopper's name is. I'm looking. Nope. Just as Chief Hopper. There isn't a lot of information on Stranger Things when you look up Google for some reason. I don't know why that is. But, anyway, they finally get to the mall. The huge monster is, of course, going after Eleven and the crew. And Eleven, of course, saves not only Team B with Dustin and Steve and the rest of them, but now we're all together. And we all got to fight this monster. With that said, I have to stop here and talk about Billy's backstory for a second. Oh my god. Billy's backstory was probably the best part of season 3. Definitely the best part. I mean, when you had little Billy with his mom and then his parents breaking up, and it's a sad story. It really is just a sad story. And it made sense. You got Billy's happiest place, and then as you walk towards his darkest place, you see what's been going on with his life. You see the bad things, but his darkest place, his worst nightmare ever, is where the monster is. I love that. That was fantastic. And I love the fact that that was actually what brought Billy back in the end. Was that. And let me tell you, I thought that Billy was going to, of course, he stood up. He protected Eleven, which I had no idea. I thought he was going to wake up when Eleven, got to him with the whole mother thing. I thought he was going to get up, grab her, and run away. I figured, you know what, in the next season, he's going to basically be like Steve Harrington. I thought what happened to Steve Harrington was going to happen to him. And I liked that. I actually really did. I thought that would have been great to have him next season. Have him protect the kids like Steve Harrington is trying to do. And fight this big evil monster, especially now because he has a connection to it like Will does. Instead, he sacrifices himself and gets killed! Oh my... I was not ready or expecting him to die. I mean, they had a couple good deaths. You know what? The scientist guy, I knew right when he was introduced that as much as I was starting to like the character, I knew that he wasn't going to survive the season. Newer characters like that never survive. But Steve Harrington has a really big connection to one of our main characters. He's Max's sister. It would have been great for him to not only befriend Steve Harrington, but become the protector of the group, which, I'm sorry Steve, but Billy can do it a lot better than you. Obviously, because he just ended up saving Eleven. But when he died, I had tears. I had tears. I had tears in my eyes. But that isn't the only main death. Chief Hopper, now, I thought the whole relationship between Will's mom and Chief Hopper was fun. I mean, I understood, Will's mom had a bad relationship with her own. It has been broke up with him because of the loss of Will. Finally gets him back in her life. Finally gets a really nice boyfriend in her life. And what happens? Her boyfriend dies in season 2. And not only does he just die, he gets killed right in front of her with a monster eating his face! Yeah. Anyone wouldn't want to date after that. Am I right? But Chief Hopper has been trying to actually be nicer, He wasn't expecting like a whole date thing, but you could tell what they were building up. I thought that they were going to end up being together, and whenever they said in I think it was like episode 2 or 3, but they said that they would possibly be moving. I thought maybe that's how they would keep her from moving, was that she would have a relationship with Chief Hopper. And if it did, maybe they wouldn't move. Just saying. Just saying. When Chief Hopper sacrificed himself, not only did he win against that big, buff Russian jerk, but when he's standing there, staring at her, basically telling her it's okay, hit the switch, load this thing up, and let's save our kids. I should have known from the moment that we had that moment in the beginning of episode 8 between Chief Hopper and 11. I should have known from that moment there that he was going to die. It never occurred to me. Not ever. Because Chief Hopper is kind of one of the main characters. I never could have guessed that they were going to do that. And they did. Oh, with him dead, you're probably wondering about 11. Well, guess what? 11 is, of course, me taking care of Will's mom. And Will's mom, of course, with Will and 11, they're moving. They're moving, which, of course, means Mike, they're not broken up, they're just split up, you know? That, seeing them move was something else. Oh, and that monster that was in 11's leg, I mean, that's what episode 7 was called, The Bites. The monster bit 11, and it had a baby monster in her leg. My God, that was so painful. I'm not kidding. I am squeamish. I'm squeamish. I really can't even look at pictures of viruses and stuff like that. And my God, I literally looked away maybe 3 or 4 times throughout that entire scene, but I kept looking back at it and I don't know why. I was like, oh, throughout that entire scene. And my God, it was glorious. That was a fantastic scene, by the way. I can't believe that she was able to use her powers and rip that out of her leg. That was nuts. I kind of expected her to do that once I noticed the monster was in her leg. But God, just imagine, it's bad enough to have a parasite in your leg. Can you imagine a monster? From the upside down? Nuts. Just nuts. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. I talked about just about everything that I wanted to talk about. Now I could go more into the relationship with Steve had with that one girl, but I really didn't even care. There is one more thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk about Dustin's girlfriend. Dustin has a girlfriend, and I was cracking up when they were singing. Throughout the entire season, I have not actually had a good laugh this season. I was just so focused on what was going on that I had no idea that they were going to do that. And I'm happy that they did, but I was laughing so hard and it went on for so long. I was thinking, okay, this is great, this is fine, guys. Can we move along because we have a monster trying to kill us? And yet they just kept on doing it. And I think it works better because they made it so long. They did the entire song, and it was hilarious. Now, Dustin's girlfriend, guess what? I've already forgotten her name. But I hope we get to see her next season. Now, let's go ahead and talk about next season. Because I did see something on Collider talking about season 4 might be their last season. I don't think that season 4 will be their last season. I don't think that. The reason why is because they have a lot. See, season 2 built up a lot. And yes, in season 3 they did, well, actually no. Season 3 really just dealt with the relationships between the characters and Billy and the monster. But season 2 opened up a whole lot of other doors, and I can't see it all being wrapped up in one season, especially if they only do 8 or 10 episodes. I really think they have to do season 5. Because if they just do it, if they wrap it all up in one season, then I feel like season 4 is going to feel rushed. Because they have so much story that, I feel at least, that they have so much story still left on the table that needs to be wrapped up. I believe they can wrap it up in 2 seasons. I feel like if they do it in season 4, it's going to feel rushed. I truly do believe that they are going to be doing 5 seasons. However, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on season 3 in the comments down below. And what do you guys think? Do you think season 4 might be the last season? I think they're going to be doing season 5. I'm pretty darn sure that they're going to be doing season 5. They said before that they were going to be doing season 5. With that said, I'll let the cat take it from here.